Dr. Sharmila Majumdar with us. Let's discuss with her. Doctor, as we know that sexuality is one subject where which we consider as a taboo in India. And considering you are one of the certified female sexologists in India, how do you feel about this subject?
Just the way I should be feeling. I think sex is over-glorified. We come from the land where sage Vatsayana and 300 ADs has scripted Kama Sutra, yet we are one of the largest growing populations in the country, and yet we're very hypocritical when it comes to healthy sexual practices, safe sexual practices, no discrimination, no violences. So there are a lot of things that need to be spoken upfront in our living room and not just be relegated to our bedroom for the better of the country. When we have healthy people, whether it is mentally or whether it's physically or whether it's sexually, our country as a whole, a nation as a whole is bound to develop, because we come from a very rich culture and heritage. And so why are we actually putting it inside the cupboard?
Apart from that, we say that government is actually putting a lot of. Did you say something? Sorry. Okay. Fine. Government right now is creating a lot of platforms where sex education is being introduced at school level or at society level and community level. So what do you have to say about that thing?
I think that's an excellent move by the government. This should have been done a long time back, but if they're doing it now, I think it's excellent, at least for the future generation. Knowing to do the right things the right way is extremely important, because a dreaded virus like HPV or HIV, which has no known cure till now, is infiltrating into our country very rapidly. Yeah. And there's nothing we can do. We can sympathize, we can put them on medication, and that's it. The quality of life, perhaps we can improve a bit, but then we can't do more than that.
Correct. So the education plays a very important role along with the awareness.
Education, awareness is extremely important. Education, education, education. Be it in the city, be it in the rural area, be it wherever. I mean, all of us are sexual human beings. We are not asexuals. We are not amoebas.
As we were discussing before this interview, that female sexuality is one of the things which is very deprived. They really don't have platforms to discuss about it. Even a mother and daughter are having those kind of skeptical thoughts to discuss. So what's your point of view and how you tackle these kind of cases?
I mostly see couples. I see a lot of unconsummated marriages wherein the couples are very educated, but they still haven't consummated their marriages, and they've come to me because they want to now have a child, and so that's the reason why. They work in different shifts. They have just weekends when they do shopping, and they have hardly time to communicate with each other or bond well with each other. So coming back to your question, like female sexuality, yes, it is difficult. Mother and daughter in our country have not been given the permission. It's not that they wouldn't like to, they've not been given the permission to speak about it. So it's all hush hush. Where do our men learn about sexuality from? Pornography? From friends? From magazines? From which medical textbook or prescribed journals do they learn about it from? It's just that the women do not have access, and probably they don't want to. So sexuality is either profane, obscene, or it's a joke. It's never medical, it's never science, whereas the truth, the fact of the matter is, it is completely science.
Correct.
It's based on science.
It's actually a very serious issue as of now.
It
and
is.
when we talk about a serious issue like sexuality, and the education and awareness plays a very important role, what do you think the government, what kind of a role a government can play? Any new policies or any new suggestions from that particular point of view?
Like you already said, that the government is already doing it's coming up with quite a lot of things like sex education in school level or college level, and even installing CCTV cameras in the prime areas where or corporate offices.
Correct.
Where their abuses still do occur and happen. So these things, probably these small things, make a lot of difference. They don't really have to do a lot.
Correct.
Just small things, so that our citizens are wary that, a lady needs to be respected.
Correct.
It should be mutual, consensual, and not
Not
cross
Correct.
the limit.
The sexual discrimination and sexual abuse is actually increasing day by day in India, despite everything, the CCTV cameras in offices or on road as per se. So how we can actually tackle these kind of issues with the education part?
The first education begins at home. If mothers teach their sons to respect women, that's the first level of education. Then comes the role of schools, colleges, the government. Charity always begins at home.
True.
So when you have a family with a sister and a mother, automatically the boy or the son grows up he's nurtured in a different way than in a family where there are 3 boys and father.
Correct.
Okay, and also our country is divided into several parts. So there are certain parts which are more hostile. Men are more hostile and women are more docile. They play that kind of a role and they're happy with it. So unless and until we women also speak up, there's nothing much that can be done. I mean, the women are hushed into fear, or they just don't want to talk about it.
As you rightly said before, they're happy with their situations. They don't want to come out of it.
Or they probably even just blame themselves.
Correct. This is what
This
their
is
fate
very
is, and they
sad.
just face it.
It's so sad. It doesn't occur elsewhere in other countries.
We can just hope. Sorry, I just wind it up. We can just hope that the India of tomorrow will have the proper rights for women, and they can stand for themselves, and the sex education will play a very important role in that. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I earnestly hope so. I believe in equality of mental health, physical health, emotional health, and sexual health for both men and women. It's just not women that I am here to represent, though I am one, but it's also male sexual health. If they have a healthy sexual health, automatically it will reflect on the women and vice versa. So it's both, it's like two tires of a bicycle. One cannot go without the other. Thank you so much.
India's most promising women healthcare sexologist and psychoanalyst. And the winner is Dr. Sharmila Majumdar, Director, Chief Sexologist and Psychoanalyst at Avis Hospital, Sexual and Mental Health Clinic.